Hello, hello.
Hello, welcome back to the Shitlist.
Your favorite healthy venting podcast.
I'm Liz.
I'm Vienne. And today we're talking about neighbors.
Ew.
Oh my gosh. Everybody usually in college has to deal with them. You may even have to deal with them in your outside life outside of school, but you're kind of stuck with them. They live around you, above you, below you. Everywhere you would not want anybody to be is where they are.
They're always lurking.
Mm-hmm.
Always there.
And we have some exceptionally interesting stories to tell you guys.
And this is all just living in this apartment complex alone. So let's start with my favorite person in the whole world, Bigfoot. So I just got back into town this morning, and immediately I walk into my room, and something slams down and just shakes my freaking ceiling. And I go, oh great, Bigfoot is here. And for those asking who is Bigfoot, so the guy that lives above us, he's on the baseball team at our school, and his oh-so-kind parents bought the entire apartment out for him.
Rich.
Always. I know what area he's from, so yeah, probably. So every season, when baseball season starts, they come like every single weekend when a game's happening and just disturb my peace. And that's what's happened today. Even though it is technically a Thursday, but we are on spring break, so I guess his parents were like, oh my god, we gotta go see our golden boy today, this entire week. I don't know. But they're here, disturbing my peace, and it's just her. Like, it's just his mother, because she just is always stomping, dropping shit or whatever at all hours of the day, all hours of the night,
Dancing, walking, rearranging furniture.
or my favorite, jogging. She jogs in the apartment. Last year she woke us up at 7 a.m. on a Sunday because she was jogging, doing her jogging exercise. There's a parking lot. We have a parking lot. We have a little gym.
There's an outside.
Yeah. But no, she took it upon herself to put on her loudest boots. I don't know if she was wearing boots.
These boots were made for stomping.
Yeah, for real.
And that's what she gonna do.
Slapped the knee. Anywho, she put on her steel-toed boots and decided to run around the apartment at 7 a.m. And my roommate goes up there and knocks on the door immediately. This woman doesn't say hi, hello. She goes, was I being too loud? Bitch, are you fucking for real?
She has a brain.
Oh my god,
self-awareness.
And the fact that she looked at my roommate and was like, oh yeah, I was just doing my jogging exercise. Are you kidding me? Do you not realize you live above people?
It's 7 a.m.
on a Sunday. For most people, that's the only day they can sleep in.
Yep.
And she just has to be sober. She probably doesn't work, so every morning she gets to sleep in. That probably.
And she's like, this is my one day to disturb everybody around me.
Exactly.
And I'm going to take full advantage of it.
And then she also likes to complain about, I don't know if they still live there, but the people that live next to her, because they, blare music or whatever. And I'm like, I'd rather hear some nice music than to hear your stomping 24/7 or you dropping shit at 2 a.m. And it's just her. Her husband, I never know when he's there, which is a blessing. I never know when baseball boy is there. Maybe my roommate does, because that's where he lives. His bedroom's above her bedroom. But someone's in that apartment when Bigfoot comes into town.
So speaking of big feet,
Mm-hmm.
the people who live above us, as nice as they are very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them has been promptly named Stompy McStomperson.
Period.
Now, Stompy will walk around all hours of the day, and I know exactly where he is in the apartment at all times, because you can hear where he is. I know when he goes to the bathroom. I know when he gets a glass of water. I know when he does his laundry and when he's making dinner. Honestly, I feel like a creepy stalker, because I always know where he is.
He literally shakes the ceiling.
I have almost had a water glass fall off of my coffee table because they stomp so much. He's so Stompy McStomperson-y that the water will shake its way off the side of the table. It's that bad. Now, we haven't said anything because he's just so nice.
He is very nice.
He's very nice. When you talk to him, he's a chill guy. He's super nice. But recently, we are thinking maybe he's not as nice as he comes across as, because he has been, he lives above my roommate. My roommate said that the other night he heard him open the window and kick the screens out, like push the screens out of the window because they were laying on the floor.
Interesting.
Outside.
Ground.
Yeah, on the ground outside. And that he's also been throwing trash out of his window.
Are you kidding me?
No, not at all. There's been like Waffle House cups and like containers and Chick-fil-A cups and yeah, there's just trash everywhere. Literally full plates and mugs just like thrown out the window.
Me?
No, not at all. And we're thinking he's doing this in some sort of like hysterical feat. Or maybe he's on something. We don't know. But
which is possible.
It's completely possible. But he's been throwing stuff out of the window, and my roommate's been getting pretty irritated with it because like one night it started raining and the little plastic containers were underneath the window when he was sleeping, and it woke him up because it made the rain really loud hitting that plastic. So we had to go out in the rain and move it so it would not keep making noise, which sucks. And also don't litter because that also sucks. But here's the most interesting part, and I don't know if we told you about this.
What?
So the other day, you know, usually it's the stomping, right? And then it's also like the throwing the trash out the window. But the other day, my roommate was sitting in his room, and he hears the window open above him, and he's like, oh shit, you know, he's going to throw more trash out. And suddenly, a human comes scaling down the tree outside of his window. So somebody jumped, and it wasn't Stompy, and it wasn't his roommate. So an unknown person scaled the tree from the 3rd floor all the way to the 1st floor, and Michael just watched the whole time. Just stared out the window. Didn't know a thing. Like,
I wish you could see my face right now because I am stuck. Do you think that's a 3rd roommate?
I don't think so. I think it's just a full person. We don't know if it was like a break-in, but obviously he had to have known or had to have gotten in somehow. And there was like no signs of break-in and no police came afterwards. So I think it was a friend.
They're definitely on something. They have to be on. Because who does that? Why not use the door?
Keep in mind, it is not a big tree. It's a thin tree.
No, it's a very thin tree.
It's like a shaky little bitch.
No, for real.
Like a crepe myrtle.
Yeah.
Or like a palm tree. It's not a palm tree, but like that's how thin it is.
It's very thin.
Could not support the weight of a human, so we don't know how he made it down safe. But yeah, big issues. Not a fan.
That's so surprising.
Yeah.
Have you told our property manager?
No, we haven't yet. We probably should. It's one of those things that's like been on the back burner because we've been so busy with, you know, school and stuff. But like, it's on the list.
I just don't want it to escalate because it sounds like it's escalating.
Well, and I told my roommate that. I'm like, you probably should tell the property manager because the last thing you need is
a death.
Someone to come crashing through your window, but that too.
Or like someone falling out of a window and snapping their neck.
You did? Oh.
So,
updated information. My roommate just popped out and said that he did tell that. What did she say?
She was like, was it a boy or like a kid or someone that looked like this? And described him. And then I was like, yeah. So apparently, I guess they've already had issues with this person or something. Because the minute I mentioned everything, she described the boy and it was like, hey, is this the person? And I was like, yeah.
Wait, so it wasn't Stompy?
No, it's not Stompy.
So they have a secret 3rd roommate?
Or they have
a crazy ass friend?
I guess.
A guest that keeps coming over?
Because like, why would, if it was a guest, right? Why would they climb out of the window and go down this way instead of just walking out of the door?
Yeah.
And down the stairs, right?
Or they're on drugs.
Or that too. I don't know, but I feel like it's someone that Stompy might not be like good friends with anymore, or
do you think they have a key and they just keep coming in and then
maybe like Stompy left his door unlocked,
which is completely possible.
Because I mean, why else are you going to climb out of the window down a tree when you can just walk out the door and go down the stairs?
Did you say something about the trash?
Yeah, I said something about that too.
Okay, well,
so she knows now.
I guess it is okay. It has been reported.
Okay.
Update, breaking news. It has been reported.
Breaking news. Thanks, Mikey.
Thank you, Michael. All right.
Cool.
Okay, and now to the biggest story of all.
This is going to make me break out into stress hives. So 2 weeks ago, we were helping a friend downtown film.
Yep.
Well, we didn't get to, because here I am sitting outside of our school waiting, and I get a FaceTime from my roommate, who's also my best friend. You guys remember Phoebe from last week? Yeah, Phoebe. And I answer, I'm like, hey, best friend, what's up? Because, it's like 10 in the morning. She's usually not up at that time during days she doesn't have class. And all she said is, bitch, there's water coming from our vents. I go, huh? Excuse me?
The sky is falling.
She was like, I was just laying in bed, and luckily I was awake, but I heard, like, water, and so I thought, like, one of the cats was pissing on the bed, and I look up, and there's a huge stream of water coming out of my air vent onto my bed. And so she was like, I sprung into action. I went to get the maintenance guy. He's coming down. And she's like, yeah. And so I was like, is it all over the apartment? She's like, I haven't checked yet. And so then I'm ready to, haul ass back home. And then she walks into her bathroom. She goes, best friend, there's water coming out of the bathroom. So I'm speeding, because I'm like, yeah, no.
Mm-hmm. And I'm following very closely
yes, because
behind.
I texted the group chat. I was like, hey, emergency, my apartment might be flooding. So yeah, and Vienne's like, I'm going home to get towels and a bucket. I was like, thank you. So anyway, I walk in, and immediately I just start checking all the vents, because it's like, are we having a massive flood? Like, did a pipe break? Did our sprinkler system break?
Worse,
but we're not there yet. So I check all of the other vents. My room's good. The main room's good. It's just my roommate's room. So we put the cats in my room, because don't want them in that mess. And so we have a bucket under Phoebe's bedroom vent, and then Vienne comes over, so we put the bucket in the bathroom and then use her mop bucket. Then we have all these towels. We discovered that, I guess, water was coming down the wall, because it was coming from the floor in Phoebe's bathroom. We were like, what the heck is happening?
And the vent.
Yeah, and so there was no way it was the sprinkler, because why would it travel from one room to another? It just didn't make sense. So then, maintenance guy shows up. He goes upstairs. He goes into the apartment, and he goes into the room that's above Phoebe's.
Baseball boy's room.
Baseball boy. It's his toilet.
Mans took a fat shit.
Mm-hmm.
The fattest, most monstrous shit. Flushed the toilet.
Broke the flusher.
And skedaddled. Just left.
Went to class or practice or something, because mind you, I left the apartment at like 9:45 for filming. He was already gone. Mm-hmm. So who knows how long this toilet was continuously flushing. And so then I started screaming, because I realized I have shitty water coming into my apartment, and it got all over me. Feces water.
Duty water.
And then
stinky.
And then, so of course, water's cut in the apartment above us. It finally stops after like 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And so Phoebe has to get a new bed, because the mattress is soaked, and a new mattress pad. And because the only beds they have in storage are like bigger ones, she had to get brand new sheets for everything to fit. And so Chucky comes back. So that's just getting ahead of ourselves. So Chucky comes back in. Sorry, our maintenance guy. And he's just like, this is the third time he's clogged his toilet. Baseball boy, I'm thinking, the third time?
Not once, not twice, but 3 fat dumps.
Yeah, and this one, he just happened to be so stupid to break the flusher and be like, oh, this is going to stop on its own.
Oopsie daisy, let me just leave.
And mind you, he does not come back to the apartment until 5 o'clock that afternoon. And the flooding happened around 11 a.m. Mm-hmm. So he just left nasty-ass doo-doo water in his bedroom, in his bathroom, until 5 p.m. And then when he came home, you heard, the panic and da-da-da. No shit, do you think our maintenance guy was going to clean up your fucking shit for you?
No.
Yeah, mind you, we have gotten no apology from Baseball Boy. No apology from his parents, nothing. And my question is, if this is the third time you have shat in your toilet and clogged it, and
you should be embarrassed.
Not even that, but if you can't handle living above people, you need to be on the ground floor.
If you can't handle digesting your food, you need to take a probiotic.
No, seriously. I'm just, honestly, and after that, my roommate did some digging and, just seeing, because one, she's living here for another year. And she was like, I want to know if baseball boy's living here another year. He is, because he repeated freshman year twice. Ooh. So, yeah, we found that out. So, yeah, you know what's really funny? My mom and his brother-in-law tried to, like, set us up at one point. Or, like, or something like that. I don't even think he knows me, but they were like, oh, yeah, my brother-in-law goes to Columbus State. He's a great guy, and da-da-da-da. He's on the, he's on the baseball team. You should give him a chance. I'm glad I fucking didn't. I'm glad. First of all, he's not even my type. Second of all, I'm glad I didn't, because stupidity, no common sense, and I guess it runs in the family. Anyways, sorry, maybe that was a little mean, but common sense does not run in that family.
Well, to close out the podcast, I do have one great story.
Ooh. See, I don't with neighbors.
You know, I have, Stoppy McStopperson lives upstairs. He do be living over there.
He do be do.
But he has a wonderful roommate, which we have nicknamed Flutie McFluterson. Now, you may be wondering why the nickname Flutie McFluterson, because this man plays the flute.
Mm-hmm.
And he plays it like a Greek god coming
it's
down
so
from
beautiful.
heaven. It is so beautiful. I literally make everybody shut the hell up just to listen to how magnificent this man plays.
It's true.
It's so good. It's like I'm living in my own little Greek medieval tavern.
Mm-hmm.
Like, anything goes wrong, I don't need to worry about it, because Flutie got me. Flutie will be playing. Every morning. I wake up feeling like a Disney princess.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just so magical.
Mm-hmm.
And Edvard Grieg, Morning Mood, if you don't know the piece, look it up. That's what it feels like.
Ooh.
It does. It feels like that.
Ooh.
Like I'm living in Legends of Zelda.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it's magnificent. And he's always respectful about it too. Like, he starts playing at like after 10 o'clock, so he like isn't waking anybody up. And one day, I was coming into the apartment complex. Liz was with me.
I was in the passenger
seat. And we see a little red car pull up, and out steps a man with a little tiny flute case. And I was like, oh,
this is him.
Oh my god, it's him. Like, I've been wanting to meet him for so long. Like, he's famous. He is famous in my apartment.
Period.
And we love him. All of my friends who don't even, live in the apartment complex who come over, like, they know him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's a legend.
A legend.
So I run up so fast. I get out of my car and I run up and I just shake his hand. I'm like, I'm sorry if this is weird, but you are the best thing that has ever happened to me. like, I'm so sorry to be pouring my heart out to you right now. I don't know if this is overstepping, but you are the best flute player I've ever met in my entire life, and please keep doing what you're doing. And he was like, oh my god, you're so nice. I'm sorry. I'm always worried about when I practice, because I don't want to, like, disturb people or wake them up. And I'm like, no.
Wake me up.
Don't you dare feel sorry. You are magnificent.
Wake me up every single
day. Please just keep playing. I literally shook his hand. He was laughing. It was like I met a celebrity. This was the best day of my life. And ever since, he does not shy away from playing. He will practice throughout the day, and every single time, without fail, I tell every single person in my apartment to shut the fuck up so I can listen to Flutie McFluterson play.
Mm-hmm.
Still don't know his name, but he will forever be in my heart.
As Flutie McFluterson.
Flutie McFluterson.
Yeah.
He's magnificent.
Yeah. At least you got one good neighbor.
That's one good neighbor.
I do not.
But that's okay, because,
it's not forever.
It's not forever.
That's the nice thing about neighbors. They're not forever. But that sounds a little morbid. Never mind.
I mean, but it's true. That neighbors come and go. They will move. And you'll have some good ones, and then you'll have some really shitty ones. And such is life, which is why we all hope one day to live in our own house and not an apartment. So we don't have to deal with people stomping above or below, or flushing their shit water
into my apartment. Yeah, that'd be nice. Anywho,
well, thank you for listening.
Yeah, thank you. Please, follow us on our socials.
Yeah, like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah, please.
And we'll see you back next week or the week after, depending.
Sometime soon.
We don't know, but just stay tuned for
another
episode of the Shitlist.
All right, bye.
Bye.